searching the dark side of the mountain. Through my bones and hair and blood, words rise and cold snatched from my mouth to sink them into the cold black mud.
Hi everyone, welcome to ZealZaddy. I'm Scott, my pronouns are he, him, and this episode is titled Christmas. You can follow us everywhere at ZealZaddy or at ZealZaddy RPG on TikTok. Check out our D&D and Cypher System supplements on DriveThruRPG. We hope you check some of those out. We have a new one coming out in about 2 weeks, I think. It will be a pay what you want product, so I hope you find that one enjoyable. You can use the clip command, that's !clip, to save a clip for later use. The opening and closing music is by OBP Musical and was composed by Nico Rhodes and sung by Melody McClellan. Old Gods of Appalachia is a horror campaign that may contain material not suitable for all audiences, so listener discretion is advised. And I mean that in the most important ways this evening in particular. All right, let's bring everybody on. Let's say hi to them and get this thing going.
I don't know how we can say hi after that. I'm very concerned.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
I was like,
What?
he's just playing
What?
us. Nothing ominous is happening on Christmas. It's Christmas.
Yeah, nothing bad will
Guys,
happen.
actually,
The
I'm
holiest
busy
night of the
tonight.
year.
I can't play tonight. I'm busy now. I gotta go.
In a case
Something
like that,
came
you
up.
ought to have your Christmas spirit with you.
Oh.
I know
Making it
Albie's
worse.
working on getting his Christmas spirit together.
Oh, I got Christmas spirit, all right.
All right, why don't we start with Albie?
No, start with somebody else. I'm still doing my sheet. All right. What's up, travelers? I'm Morgan with Mindplay Mondays. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on social medias everywhere except on Twitter at Mindplayed Mondays. On Twitter, it is at MindplayedMon. We have an amazing team over at mindplayedmondays.com who run games for you and your friends and your family or whoever you want to run it for. It could be coworkers. Reach out to us. We do in person if you're in South Florida, and everything else is virtual. So if you're looking for a virtual game or an in person and you live in Florida, right here. Beyond that, we also have apparel online, both on Amazon and on Twitch and on Redbubble. Thank you, Tiffany. You're amazing. Tonight, I'm going to be playing Albie Lee Duty, and he has a sister who he saved. Right now, he is stuck with his sister and one of his comrades. I'm not going to say who. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Theodosius. And we are stuck in a local. What would you guys call her? Which I don't want to say witch.
Midwife. Yeah.
Midwife's house, as there are a bunch of people
Medicine
outside
woman.
trying to kill us. So this should be fun. Anyways, as always, I'm really happy to be here with all you guys. Now I got to go back to editing.
All right, let's go with Zebediah.
Hello, everybody. My name is Blake. You can eventually find me on a podcast with called the Book Club with Blake and Kayla. Who I should remind you guys that you can find Kayla here on ZealZaddy on Tuesdays, so you can see them there. The episode we'll have a book club podcast coming soon enough, and we'll put the old ones on there as well. Otherwise, you can find me here on this Discord and stuff like that. So you know where you can find me. Tonight I'm playing Zebediah Allen, who recently found out his dad maybe, he's not as strong as a believer as Zebediah is, which, yeah, it's fine. It's fine, though.
He's as strong as a believer as you used to be.
Oh, wow. Touche. Touche. It's true, though, but Zebediah found the way finally with this wonderful group of players, so they showed him the way, and yeah. Ready and scared now, terrified for the session from what Scott said.
All right, let's go to Michael. Not Michael, let's go to Angus. Gus.
Hello, I'm Michael. You can find me on the socials at RoboSarty, making art and animation. Oh, also forgot, he, him. But today I'll be playing, I should also say, I'm also on Tiffany's game at Dungeon Damsels. But today I'll be Angus Bell, one of the oldest people here in Guilty Hall, and I'm a dad.
Let's go to Ashley.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Natalie. She, they. Find me most places on the internet with Ghost Candle. I'm an artist. I do a variety of things. I flutter about the tabletop space, trying to get as many tables, as many games, as many amazing people as possible. But I love my time here, and so I am here. And tonight I am playing Ashley Crane, he, him, a bit of a stray dog, working the railways, found himself settling in Guilty Hole a little bit. And now things are making him question if he needs to leave. But we'll get there when we get there.
Yep. All right. And Mr. Crow. You are muted. Find the unmute button.
There it is.
Yes.
There it is. Hello, everybody. My name is TR Grimm on the internet. You can find me at empathic_Grimm on all socials. I have a game coming out at the end of next month. I'm a game designer and part-time game reviewer. If you're looking for a new solo game where you are playing as the hero traversing the Overlord's dungeon with dice and cards, go ahead and keep an eye out for that on my socials. And here I am playing Lieutenant Gabriel Henry Poe of the United States Expeditionary Forces. And unlike Albie, I still have a sister to save from the clutches of Hates. And you will be able to also see me, if you'll get me tonight, next week on Tuesday night for a new character.
All right. And Thea.
Sorry. I'm Thea Dosia. She is a young teenage girl, 17, trying to be a doctor, and was cast out of her house after finding out that her mom had an affair and that she was that affair's result. So the man that she called father cast her out, and she's been spending this campaign learning how to be an adult, basically, the coming of age story. And she's found out that she has a dad in Angus and that she has brothers in the rest of the cast. So if you want to watch more of my stuff, I am in DM for Dungeon Damsels, and you can find us on YouTube. If you want a super awesome game about female characters and lots of feelings that's really long, then this is the place to go. And if you like horror campaigns with lots of feelings, then this is the place for you. And I'm excited to play. Take it away, Scott.
All right. I think since I was not able to recover the audio from last week's episode due to a technical snafu on my part, I think we should do a recap tonight and maybe get everyone who is not already been watching an opportunity to kind of catch up.
We can definitely do that. I know we started. Well, it started off pretty eventful. Well, we're waking up together with the. They actually woke. Yeah, we woke up. Thea woke up first and noticed something with Ashley. I don't know if you guys, since your character, just want to hop in on it, but something's going on with Ashley real quick.
Yeah, since Thea did her little totem thing with the beast, now Ashley has a wonderful mark on his forehead. Found out that the beast can look back through him just as he can look through the beast. So that was a fun experience. Put a hat on Ashley as everyone is getting up and ready for breakfast, figuring out what our day will entail, which is on Christmas Eve. So a lot of people coming into town and new things happening in town.
And then after that, we all made our way, if I remember correctly, to the, because we're gonna split up at first, but then Zev's like made a mistake and said, no, let's go to church because we can get some things to help us. And we did, and we ended up at my father's congregation. Oh my god, I'm having the brain fart.
The Rise
because
of
that cool
the
name.
Babel Christian
Rise of-
Revival.
Rise of Battle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Rise
Yeah,
of Babel
yeah.
Christian Revival.
So they had a whole tent thing set up in the middle of town. As we were all figuring out where we wanted to go, of course, we encouraged Zeb to go talk to his father.
Yeah, see his dad.
Ash and Albie and Gus stayed on the outside. Thea went in.
Grimm came with them too. Grimm came with Zeb inside the
Yeah.
town.
Gabe followed.
Yeah. Thea found her sister as well as her mom.
Yep. That's where so Lexi and my mom were there, and then they Lexi brought over this wagon that was full of money and heroin. That was my Christmas gift.
Medical
Again.
heroin. Medical heroin.
New York City. Just saying.
It was given under the idea that Thea could use it as a medical device or medically induced stuff. Because, back then they thought heroin was great. Anyway, so Thea confronts her mom, and her mom is now a heroin addict, so she's completely out the door. And but we do confirm that Thea's father was a Smythe, which is Arliss Smythe, and that is Gazzy's son. So the book that was passed down from like medicine woman to medicine woman in Gazzy's family that Thea got was actually meant for her to get because she's actually in that family, so that's pretty cool. And Thea winds up breaking down and crying, realizing that her mom, not only has she like lost like her dad, but she's also lost her mom in a lot of ways too, because now her mom's a heroin addict. So she runs outside, and her only instinct is to run to Gus and cry. And they had a tender moment later where Thea said, I think we should call us family. And so she claimed him as dad.
Really beautiful scene.
Yeah, it was really soft.
And while they were having a good scene, like, the finding a father, Zeb was having out with his own father, and they had a nice conversation about, well, it's not nice, but essentially his father essentially Zeb's father tried to sell all of us maybe not snake oil, but these crosses that weren't real gold, weren't real silver, they were fake, and then just a
They were
little discussion,
plated.
and
They were plated.
Yeah, plated. Mm-hmm. Charging us. He wanted to charge like 7 gold, even though So he was all about the money and about making himself look good, and pretty much said he was a non-believer and just doing it for the glory and the money. But either way, they had an out. So, Zeb may have said some things to him, took him aside and kind of yelled at them, then said whatever.
Called him out.
Mm-hmm. And then I think while that was going on, though, I think Gus and Ashley talked to someone too, found out some information as well.
Mrs. Smythe. She was putting up charms, saying she had sort of a little premonition that charms needed to put up around town. We explained to her what we experienced. Ashley showed off his mark. So she decided she needed to go meet with the other woman of the town, Aunt Pavati, essentially as the other magical woman, so that they can work together and try to figure out something a little stronger to deal with the situation, as we also realized all of the teens are missing.
Mm-hmm.
No teenagers in sight outside of Thea and, of course, Leanne.
Leanne, Lexi, most of them, everyone else was gone. Yeah. Of the teens.
And in between that too, Gus also we didn't break up. He had a really sad line to what Zeb and I think is potential love interest. Said her in French, I wish I knew who you
I wish I
yeah.
was who you thought I was.
I wish you were
You
who
thought-
I thought you. Yeah, I wish you were who I thought you were.
He was talking to the school
so-
teacher.
He was. Yeah.
Yep.
Nope. Once we settled affairs in the revival, we did eventually split up. Ashley and Gus
Dumb. Very dumb thing to do.
Oh no, it was
We
delightful.
made this mistake
Delightful.
so many
It
times.
was-
These
it worked
ideas
out
are all good
perfectly.
ideas.
We learned a lot.
Hey, Gus and Zeb are okay. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Gabe and Zeb.
The G's.
Gabe and Zeb.
Oh
Gabe
my
and Zeb
gosh,
are okay.
yes.
They went back to, or going to pick up stuff and go back to Bavati's. Gus and Ashley went to go check out the cove to see what the hell went down there when Ashley had the vision about the kids the other night. And then Thea, Albie, and Lexi or not Lexi, Leanne were going to go to the graveyard, which they had their own problems there.
Yeah.
At the graveyard, we found a bunch of teenagers drinking. And
Yeah.
we knew there was something wrong. There was a lot of them, and we didn't want to engage with just the three of us, so we decided to try to leave. And as we did, they started to pursue, calling out to Albie directly, and ignored them. And as we turned around, the old man from like episode 1, who
Yeah.
got the spirit
Drowned in the
out
river?
of your, who got the spirit out of your sister and drowned in the river, was blue skinned as somebody who had been drowned, standing in front of us, looking ragged, horrid, almost like a frozen zombie.
Basically, is a
Chase-
frozen zombie.
Yeah.
It's a good
Chased after
description.
us. Was able to get you into the barrier as I was turning around fighting with the thing. I was able to escape as well, and I shot in the back, according to Scott, like a coward. But
All right, a little context. We were by Yazzie Smud's house, which she has put a charm around, or barriers around. And so as we fled from the teenagers, we ran into the zombie that is being, piloted by the Haint that we encountered in the first episode.
Yeah.
At least we assume so. Leanne and Thea fled. Albie fought him off and then fled. And now all three of us are in the Smythe protection ring. And we go to check on the house. We notice that there's another charm on the door. And together, Albie and Thea realize that this is meant to keep anyone who isn't family out. So then Thea, who is family, knowing now she just opens the door and they walk in. And we just hunkered down there for a bit.
the only other thing that really happened to us in there was we found like a strange crystal ball that was in the room.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah. And we were like, what is this?
Yeah.
I think that was about it.
Well,
Gus
Ashley's and
Ashley,
Gus's scene
they,
coming across a gruesome sight of a body flayed open on a stone.
Yeah.
And as we were getting deeper into sort of,
Miners.
sort of a dense packed spot, just a bunch of teens, bodies warped and misshapen, come chasing out. And after Ashley landed a few good licks with a sledgehammer, we bolted, running straight back to Bavati's, where we finished, of Ashley standing still on the edge of the barrier, Zeb facing him, as a vision of the drowned man and the other kids come across Ashley's brain, and a wall of bodies hang in the forest behind him.
Oof.
we saw Mashab too. He was running. Hopefully, he's still alive. But yep. And that's where we're at. I think we're just got to the point where we're just back inside the house now. I think.
Well, you're still separated. You are in two groups at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Two houses.
yeah.
And I think we're going to start in Gazzy Smythe's home with Thea and Albie and Leanne.
Albie's looking out the different windows, moving around from different windows, just peeking out and seeing what the situation is outside.
Yeah, there's the horses kind of sauntering around the house in the green between the home and the forest, and seems irritated. You can see it huffing, the smoke from its nose when it's breathing hard, but it's definitely looking out and looks like it's on patrol. And this is not just a running horse. This is more like a big draft horse. It has got some muscle on it and some weight, and it does not look like something you would want to mess with in a bad moment. Inside the house, did you? I'm assuming you put on some kind of a lantern or turn on a light or something, right?
Yeah.
So the house, you remember when you were in the house before, you'd gone upstairs once. Now that you're in here and you see where the crystal ball is, you notice that there is another door in here you had not noticed because it is behind the corner where the crystal ball is in that room, that side room.
Okay. Well, she's 17. She'll check out the door. Kind of look around, like, and then just slink over there, like.
And when you open it, you see that it has stairway. It's a stairway down into the basement. It's dark, of course.
Go fetch a lantern. If I have, she'll look for like another one so she can leave one in there
There
to
are
burn.
multiple lanterns. There are also,
Yeah, so
also candles.
Yeah, she'll take a candle. So she'll light a candle. And there's a cellar. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a tunnel or something.
Leanne, can you keep an eye out these windows? Do not step outside for any reason. If you
I ain't
see
going
anybody
out.
coming up,
I ain't no
you see
fool.
anybody- all right, well, if you see somebody coming up to the door, you need to call down to us. We're going to go downstairs real quick and take a quick look.
All right.
Right.
I
You want me to
go-
lead the way? Or
You
wanna
hear
lead
the
way?
hounds outside. They're definitely irritated too.
Yeah.
No, I just go down the stairs.
All right.
Each one has a squeakiness to it that says all it needs to say. And as you go down, you know the candle gives off some light, but you hear you take 3-4 steps and you hear
Hear that? Hello? Yazzie?
Who's in here?
Ma, that you?
No, who? She has, and then she makes this face. Just
I like here. Let me hand the light, and I'll step in front of you, make sure it's safe. You know, kind of thing. Like here, give me the light.
she passes
And
it over.
One hand, like where on my handgun, but not pulling it out, just ready to pull it out, and I'll look around the corner.
There are odors that you are starting to pick up from down here that are unusual. There's definitely some earthiness stuff. There's maybe some flowery tones, but also maybe some of the plants and stuff that you recognize from out in the woods from when you were growing up. And another smell that is disconcerting.
Does it smell like stuff I've smelled overseas?
It does.
I'll just tell you. Hold on right here, 1 second. Let me take a look before you dip around that corner. Because I'm thinking there might be a dead body, and I just want to make sure she's not going to see some traumatizing dead bodies. You've seen enough.
Yeah, Thea stays back. She's timid, so she'll.
So, Albie, you go down a few more steps, and the stairway it opens up to the room, and you see down in here there are things you don't quite know what they are, but they seem like the kinds of stuff that Granny Magic would include. They're things like broom-looking things that are leaning against the wall upright, and then there are tables with mortar and pestles and jars with different kinds of natural materials, liquid concoctions, and things like that. And beyond that, it looks like a bed with a sheet covering a body.
Take a deep breath. I'm activating my mystic sense, by the way, which I need to like kind of look at everything and be in a location for like a minute. So as long as obviously after like 60 seconds, then I can detect mystical things, like things that are magical in this room.
All right.
But with that, I'm kind of just observe the room, look at the corpse. Is the body moving underneath the sheet?
Nope, not at the moment. Maybe we'll later. Who knows?
Can I see where the voice was coming from? Is there anything else in here that would
No,
hint?
you don't see anything else that would cause movement. I mean,
I
there's
turn
more to
around
the
to-
room though that as it wraps around underneath the house. There's more room under here than that too.
I turn
More
to the- I
space.
see. It looks like there might be a body underneath a sheet, but it's not moving. So that's not who's making the noise, I don't think.
Thea's just like, well, that's great.
I'm gonna go a little bit further down, see what else I see in here.
And what are you doing,
And-
Thea, when he goes down there?
She's gonna just, fiddle by the foot of the stairs because he took the light, and she's like, okay, I'll stay here, and now he's like going away with the light.
If I can I
It
tell
gets
you look a little
dark.
nervous?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'll hand you your light back, and I'll pull out my flashlight
Okay.
because I do have a flashlight. So I'll turn that on, and I'll go down with that.
I'll start looking for the sound. Whoever made that sound. So she'll start.
Every step you take on
Creeping
the
around.
stairs.
Oh, why is it gotta be so creepy? And
But yeah,
is it dirty down here?
It is not dirty at all. It is very clean.
It's very clean. Hello?
Albie, when you get down to the table, the covers on that bed move a little bit.
I like raise my hand to Thea so she sees me. I kind of like, hey, look, and I point to the.
She
to the
looks. She looks
sheets and
over.
Nothing's going on.
and I'm going to.
She shrugs at you. Like,
I'm going to use my. I'm going to pull the sheet slowly back. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the flashlight down on the table towards the sheet. And then I'm going to reach to do that way. If I need to pull out my gun, I can pull out my gun still.
All right.
And my hands aren't.
And you pull the sheet down a little bit, and as you do, it uncovers what looks like it might have been a human at one point. It is black and burned, and its flesh has been peeled away, and an eye opens at you.
What in the hell? Who are you?
What are you doing here?
Who are you?
can Thea see him?
You can see just his head has come down.
She slowly approaches.
His eyes widen a little bit. Are you? And Albie, you see tears kind of pouring out of his eyes, probably from pain and whatnot. Are you Thea Wooden?
She just stares at him for a minute.
Can
Yes,
you get her out of here? Boy, get her out of here. She can't be seeing me like this. Can you get her out of here, please? You got to get her out of here. And
I'll cover him up.
He lifts his arm, and it only goes to his elbow, and he tries to pull the sheet over himself.
I cover him with the sheet. I'll cover him with the sheet so that way he doesn't, because I can tell that's what he wants. So I cover him up. Thea? You okay?
She just
What was out of character? What was your father's name again?
Arliss.
Your real father? Arliss?
Arliss.
I'll be like, Arliss, I'll take her upstairs. I'm kind of seeing if that's who it is.
There's no reaction. Just-
Me.
Let me see. She'll do. Okay. She comes over to the sheet. Been a coward a long time, and then she just pulls it back.
And when you pull it all the way back, you see there's a part of a man here, burned beyond recognition all up and down the body. Many limbs have been removed medically, it looks like. There is barely a cloth across his midsection, and there's a few wisps of hair here and there on his head, and a few seem to have grown out on his chest. All gray at this point.
Yeah.
And he sees you, and he turns his head to look away.
Arliss?
You can't be seeing me like this, girl. I'm so sorry you're seeing me like this. You ain't supposed to see me.
When am I supposed to see you then?
You ain't supposed to see me like this. This is not how a man's supposed to be.
She's just happy to probably see you. She has a question.
Ain't nobody happy to see someone like this. A monster in their own life.
You ain't a monster, Arliss. I've seen monsters. You're not a monster. You're a man who's been through hell and back.
Where's Gazzy? Why ain't Gazzy here? Why are you in here? You came in because you can.
We've got some issues going on in the town. We had to come here. And I think Thea just wants to talk to you. I'm going to step back and let Thea talk, and I'm going to be looking around the room. Like I said, I'm looking for anything magical that might be able to help us at some point.
There are some of the concoctions and stuff on the shelf that now that you have got that site going that have a glow to them, or I don't want to even say a glow. It's just a recognition of that those are things that are beyond just medicine and whatnot.
They're the real deal.
Yeah, they're
in snake oil. All right, so I'll start looking at those things off to the side so Thea can have her scene with Arliss.
There is a bunch of papers there that seem to have like recipes, but not of things you would eat necessarily. They contain things that would just be, or worse.
So yeah, I'll go through all that and see what I can understand. Well,
they're written in language you can understand.
Yeah,
it seems to be in the making that is the complexity.
Kind of reminds me of what my mamaw used to teach me.
Same kind of thing. Maybe
I'll
even
sit
more
over here.
complex.
Yeah.
And a lot of them happen to be around keeping dealing with fire, where people have been burned very badly, trying to regrow limbs and things like that, and all of them have failed at this point, it seems, as far as the limbs.
I'll start looking at them, and then maybe I'll keep these aside for Thea. Maybe she can take a look at it. She's done some amazing stuff with magic already, so.
Wow.
Yeah, Thea's just overwhelmed.
I'm sorry you're seeing me like this. I never wanted you to see me like this. But I'm glad you turned out the way that you did. You look like a beautiful girl. Are you smart? Are you like Gazzy smart?
I can read and I can patch people up and
she said you were coming along really good. You were learning all the stuff.
Yeah, Gazzy's been teaching me, and I found out today that I'm family.
I was hoping she'd figure out a way to deal with this so that I could one day see you like a real person, not like this. And she ain't been able to do it yet. I feel so bad you're seeing me like this. How's your mother treating you?
Mother's different. Mr. Wooden found out that I'm not his, so he put me out.
On the street?
Yeah, but
And he tries to lift himself up but cannot lift.
it's all right. It's okay,
It
Mister.
ain't all right.
Well, Mr. Bell has taken me in. So I got a roof
Mr.
over me.
Bell. Gus?
Yeah.
That ain't, I feel even worse now that I left you the way I did.
She's just
leaving
like,
you with Gus. I can't believe that he took anybody in that. I know why he took you in. You need to stay away from that man. He's a womanizer and he's so old. You got to stay away from that man. He is not good for you. You can't be with him. You can't be with him.
don't have plans to run off and elope with Mr. Bell. If anything, he's got eyes for Miss Auntie Pavati. And I think they're really sweet together.
That makes more sense, although it won't last because he moves on. He always moved on after a very short time. He got no loyalty. He ain't a loyal man. And he looks down at your hands. I don't see no ring. You ain't married. You ain't found yourself someone yet.
She looks away. Can't say that there's anyone eligible for me. It's all right. I wanted to be a doctor anyway.
The right person. You want to be a doctor?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, you are smart. You're like her. That's amazing. Your mom, she don't know how lucky. How your siblings over there treating you? Did they disown you like you're like?
No,
did.
Lexi and I are still very close. And the little ones are still, they's little. But, they...
I'm sorry I can't get up and do nothing, but I gotta say it's something a father never expects to do is see their daughter all grown up and turn into someone they can be proud of.
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
Gaz has been keeping an eye on you for all these years. I've been making sure of it.
Oh, well,
She promised me she would. That was the only thing that I asked of her in all this time was make sure that you were taken care of, that you were watched, and if anything happened, she would make sure. Well, she's just been keeping an eye on you in the ways that she can.
Yeah, she's been with Gaz has been good to me. She she'll pull out the book, the Smythe family book, pull it out, and she gave me this book. It's passed down from mother to daughter for generations, and now I get to be in it.
Yeah, she believes in family, that's for sure.
How did there's a little bit of a struggle, and she goes, you and Ma, how did that come about?
It's a story, that's for sure. All right. Can your friend bring you over a chair or something, and we can sit and I can tell you some things about that?
Albie was already doing it. He was already bringing a chair over.
All right.
Thank you.
And as I sit down, I will say one thing. I want you to know one thing. This girl here, one of the smartest people I've met in a long time, and she's already saved a couple of lives within our group and in this town.
Of course she is. She got
just
Smythe
don't know.
blood in her.
Damn brilliant.
Stay away from the fires, though.
And I'll go back to what I was doing.
And we will veil this conversation of growing up and life and all that, and we will head on over to where the rest are.
Mm-hmm.
But you get to hear the stories of their meeting and stuff that I have not written all out, so I'm not going to have them all available.
No, Scott, come on.
But they will be
No,
great
it's-
stories. Very romantic, I'm sure.
She wanted to know like just two specific things. Like, was it like true love, like the stuff of fairy tales, and was it like before she was married or after she was married? That's
It was after she was married, but it was definitely love.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike potentially where she is now.
yeah. All right.
All right. Back with the rest of the folk. Actually, where were you at it when it ended last week? You were.
The rest of us were at
outside.
the bodies, and Zed
Oh,
and
yeah.
Ashley were on like the edge of the barrier.
I had just
people
popped
coming at
out
us.
I had just popped out the first round of silver ammunition.
Right. You're starting to make your rounds. And they're coming out, they're looking made well. They need polishing, of course, so they roll through the barrel right, but you ain't never fired no bullet made of silver, though, so you're not sure if it will have any effect beyond.
We'll find out together.
Oh, gosh.
So you step out the back.
First things first, do I see my sister in this crowd?
You do not.
Where is this girl? Damn it.
She's
All right.
the BBEG, man.
At this point, she is. I go ahead and... Are they stopping at the barrier around the house, or are they coming towards the house past there?
Some are, I wouldn't say encircling, they're just sort of stopping at the edge of, and some are continuing on past toward town.
I'm going to go ahead and I have a little bit of sandpaper. I'm just going to be polishing one of the rounds. Take out a bullet, a 4570 government round. Pop out the lead, put in the silver, take my rifle, load the round in. So, do I see Weenie McSweeney in the crowd?
Sure. Poor Weenie.
Poor Weenie. How messed up does Weenie look? He's one of the...
He looks broken in some ways, but
Awesome. He's about to
Functioning.
go a whole lot more broke. Not for much longer. So I'm going to go ahead and load it. Take the round. Take an aim. And I'm not going for a headshot, but I'm going to go
a
blow
silver
his arm
round,
off.
just to be sure.
It's a silver... It is a silver round, and I'm going right for the right shoulder, so it's not near the heart or anything. And I'm going to see if just hitting him with the silver period knocks this thing out of him.
All right. So let's see if you hit.
What does a 19 get me?
A 19 gets you a hit and extra damage and extra effect of your choosing.
I'm going to pop that spirit out. That's what I'm going to do with it.
So your rifle's going to do 6 points of damage.
Plus 2.
Plus 2. Oh, yeah. That. Yeah.
This kid's not gonna be alive.
Weenie
Yeah,
McSweeney
they're gone.
falls to
So,
the ground.
for those who-
blood
right.
blood and bone flies out from the other side of him. falls to the ground in pain. And its weird broken arms, limbs flail in ways that are not natural for any limb to do. And it does not, it lays flailing. Did you see Blade Runner, the original one?
Of
you know
course.
when the first one was shot with the gun and just flailed like for just a long time.
Yeah.
That's kind of the feel, the look you get.
Spirit's not hopping out.
And well, how would you know? You would see it come out because you can.
I'd
see
be able
him.
to see it pop out.
Yeah, you can see him. So when that body drops, you see this creature come out that looks like its limbs bend the wrong ways, and it does not look human at all. And
Perfect. Racking it, second
unusually,
silver bullet.
It looks like it was trying to bend the legs and arms of this person into its shape.
Perfect. Racking a second silver bullet, I'm going to shoot the ghost.
Okay. Roll a hit. Let's see if you hit a second time. Probably
20.
Okay. You hit that thing, and there is a green flame that splatters out of the backside of it, and it starts screaming and shuffling away as quick as it can.
Anybody else want one?
They start to spread out away from the house.
Oh, I can get it. I can hit it clear across the valley with this thing. Ain't no place in this hole you can hide for me.
No, they look like they're fleeing.
Oh no, I'm yelling that after them.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't hide from me with this gun in this valley.
What are you gonna say, Gus?
I walk up to Gabe. I put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm like, "It's a little intense, don't you think?"
They killed it. I'm able to kill them, Gus. I can kill these spirits. I can kill the Haints.
It's good. You did good, son. Yeah, I'll take a couple of those rounds if you have any to spare.
Oh, I got some for you too. Don't you worry about that, Gus. And I'm gonna go inside. So I'm gonna go inside where everyone else is. We can kill them.
Are we all inside now? Oh, okay, we all make sure.
Well,
we're all, okay.
I'm meeting us all together. I'm gonna make my way to where you guys, where Ash and
Yeah, probably with
Deb
the
are.
sound of the shots would have already been making my way over. But,
yeah,
well, that's mighty good news.
yeah. We have recourse in this.
And
We might want to go get Weenie though. I'm out of it.
All right, I sort of shuffle my hat as low as I can over my forehead.
You could probably walk it off. That's,
No.
Gus.
So, for those of you who don't know, 4570 government is what used to hunt grizzly bears.
And now you used to hunt Haints. I mean,
now
one
it's
thing or
used to
another.
hunt.
Hey, teenagers!
Teenagers and Haints.
so you're going to get Weenie McSweeney. Who's going out there to get him?
Ashley. Ashley's gonna try.
When you go out there,
Rifles. Speed.
Rifles.
some of those people out there that had backed away, they look like they're thinking about coming your way, but don't. They rethink it, and then they continue backing away, and they start going down the ditches and back into the woods areas, anything to get out of a sight line if they can.
Mm-hmm.
And Weenie McSweeney is laying there on the road.
Oh boy. I just very gently pick him up, start like walking back, not letting my back turn to anything until I know I'm within the barrier.
All right.
Merry Christmas, Sweeney.
I do feel bad. I do feel bad. A little bit.
And I'll make sure like I'm putting,
Gosh.
as I have him, I put like pressure where the bullet wound was so it's not like seeping.
All right.
Oh man,
There was no heartbeat though.
Oh,
Oh shit. And that's when like everyone else just sees Ash like bolt with the boy to go inside the house.
Auntie!
She comes running out. What? I knew you were shooting something. What? You can't be shooting boys. These are just
I
these
can
are
shoot
just
the
kids.
I can shoot the hane out of them though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the
but
hanes are
what-
in their bodies. You should use Zebediah to chase them out and then shoot them or something. Oh my God! You put them down on the bed.
Wasn't in a position at the time for that. We weren't in a position for that. I also got some room to breathe with while we figure out what to do next.
Oh my God!
So,
I can't
and
get
for
in
everyone
here, right,
else,
with the-
Gabe's expression is about 3 miles away right now.
Oh, are you using the right? No, you said we used. Never mind. Because you used what we picked up.
Yep.
All right, Auntie P, tell me what I need to do.
And she gives you instructions and tells you what you need to do. She guides you through the process of trying to recover him, stopping the blood flow, of course. She actually says, "Get me a stick with some fire. I'm gonna have to burn this thing quick because we ain't got time to let more blood flow out." Oh my God!
I follow her instructions and then make sure when it comes to like trying to get his heartbeat back up, just full force, basically rib cage broken, trying to get his heart going.
She shows you the procedure for that. Can I get a medicine?
I'll encourage them. I'm gonna be encouraging them. I'm encouraging the heck out of this. I'll be like, So you're gonna get it's gonna make it easier by one task. I'm gonna encourage the absolute heck out of this with prayers too. So.
All right, Ash is gonna need it.
You got this. Come on, Ash. In the Lord's name, you're going to be able to save this boy. Come on.
All right, it's a 14 on the die.
So 17 with the assistance of Zebediah. All right. You get his heart beating, and his wound is being seared closed quickly by Auntie. And you bring him basically to one and alive. He's alive, but he's unconscious. He's not coming to at this point. He said, "All right, I'll take care of him. He'll have to rest here until we can get him up. He ain't ready to move on to doing nothing else." So,
Scott,
yep.
what percentage of the teenagers would you say were around the house in the town from what we were able to see?
Would you know that? You would know that. Probably a quarter of them were there.
I grabbed Weenie McSweeney by kind of like the jaw. I look at him like, this poor dimwit. I just kind of like,
Gus, like at least wait till he's conscious. Okay, can we at least wait till he's conscious again? Come on. What did he do to you? Oh, no, we don't have time for that, but hopefully we'll have time later to discuss that. But I'm going to okay, I think we need a moment to get our bearings. We have some time. The bear, they can't get with the bear, right?
They cannot.
I'm not worried about us.
Yeah. Well,
I'm worried about.
There's a town full of people out there. And there's all of these haints. And who knows at this point where Albie, Thea are.
well,
They're afraid of me now.
yeah. So what, you planning on running out there yourself and just, you gonna go out there, me and then one
Oh,
cat
no.
and Danny Sack and do something? I mean, what?
Oh, I mean, I just popped out one of the silent ones. I have a feeling if we can get rid of all of the silent ones, we can end this.
Yes, but I mean, I agree, but I don't, we saved this boy, yes, but I mean, what if you're off by a little bit, like the
I
bullets
don't miss.
anywhere?
I
Yeah,
don't
if you don't
miss.
miss, exactly. So what if you hit too good though? That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm
no,
scared we
I
can't
can
save
hit.
some.
That's why next time we do it, I'm going to have you pop it out first, and then I'm going to take a shot as soon as it pops its head out of that body.
Okay. I mean, it's no pressure. The enemy pop out. Okay.
I look over at Auntie. Is there anything we can give Gus to make him see?
To make him see.
The haints. Even if it's temporary. A fairy stone, You know,
Let me.
an eye wash, anything.
Oh. I think I might be able to do something. Give me a little bit of time. I'll need an hour at least to get something ready.
An hour works. That gives me some time to make another round of these and get some ammo converted over for both of us. And I'll get some ammo ready for Albie when we run into him too.
And would I know how to make a torch? I mean, would I know how to make? Because after
Yeah.
I saw him, they did
It's
that.
not like
So okay.
It's not a lost art at this point.
Well, if you need a light, I bring up my lamp.
Oh, okay.
So
I
it might
mean,
be a little bit less.
I was
consumed.
actually going to ask
that.
Zebediah if you'd be willing to pray over these bullets for me.
Yeah. Oh, yes, of course. And and then I'm gonna look at Ashley, but I think we need to, since we have some time though. Do you? I mean, I don't know how to put this. So I saw what you saw, Ashley. That what the creature was seeing.
Those kids, that blue body
Yeah.
man that looked like the guy I tackled is in the river.
And
And
Mashard too.
Mashard running off.
Mashard, yes. So, I mean, if that happens, I don't know. But anything too hard on it. But if that thing knows about that thing, saying that, I mean, it can see through you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, right now, I might be one to say the enemy of my enemy.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I'm praying for. That's what I'm hoping for too. I mean, yeah. And I know no one's okay, but are you with that happening, Ashley? I mean,
I'm gonna have to deal with it.
I'll just say you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to talk about it. I'm just saying if you always have ears, if that's all. So whatever you want to, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, now that we
But
have
I'll
someone
definitely
to fight,
pray over those bullets.
now that we have someone to fight the Haints with, maybe be a better match for that beast as well.
But I don't think that maybe with the beast be as nice as we're going to be though. I mean, I'm sure it will. I mean, I'm sure it will stop him one way or the other. But
Does make me recall something my father said before I had well, one of the last lines he ever said to me was "Forgive the beast." Didn't really understood why.
And while you're saying this, Ashley, you feel like a pain in your side.
The side where the scars used to be.
Yeah.
You okay?
No, something's not right. And I'll turn to go on the porch, and I'll just. I have no friggin' idea what the hell I'm doing to get this, but let's see what the hell's going on. And I just.
Yep. Let's take a look at it real quick. We have time. Let's take a look at it now.
Yep.
see what we can do at least.
There's a little, like a bruising, like where it used to be like a black and blue bruising right there.
Oh, you want the good news?
Just tell me straight, Gabe.
It's healing. It's healing. This is the hard part. You know, deep muscle bruise. Last little bit of it. That's where it's at.
Oh, and you said you had this since I
was 13.
and it looks better. Wait, so we're saying it looks better now? I mean, because Ashley gets wouldn't know. Does it look different to Ashley? Does it look different? Does it look better than it did, or
it looks about the same as after it was healed, but there's pain in it at the moment.
I mean, I don't think it's any coincidence. There's pain when you just were discussing it, but I mean, I will say there is a verse. I mean, Luke 6:37, where forgive and you will be forgiven. I mean, so maybe I don't know. maybe there's something to it.
Are you
but-
saying that we should forgive the thing that almost killed me?
Wait, was that thing?
Yeah.
Was that? Oh. I mean, maybe. Well,
I mean, do you forgive a grizzly bear when it takes you out?
Sometimes an animal's just an animal, Gus.
doesn't make it any
Sometimes it's
less
not.
hurtful or sad, but
Yeah. And you're old enough to know that some things that live deep in these hills ain't meant to be messing with humans.
Yeah, but I didn't think the things deep in the hills would be messing with us.
well, I mean,
Maybe if we get
hopefully
rid of
they're
these
gonna
hates,
learn.
maybe if we get rid of these haints, they'll go back where it belongs.
Yeah, we need to come up with a plan to get rid of them. It's like all of them youngins. Or
Well, I'm
bumping
finna.
around.
I said with the Lord's help, I think fire would definitely be a boon for me. And then I said if I can burn them out, then yous can take them out.
Yeah.
And even then, Ashley, you too, you can knock them out too. I mean, I think if the body's knocked out, that ain't dead. And then it's easier for me to get them out. So if you can just, a bruise won't kill nobody. Not in the head's not gonna kill them. So.
Back at Gazzy's house, Leanne comes down. She says, "It looks like all the kids. They're all moving on to. Looks like they moved on because the horse seems to be normal now. It ain't huffing and puffing like it were." She says that from the top of the stairs. She doesn't come down. She just kind of yells out to you. "What is everything okay down there? You've been down there a long time, by the way."
Everything's fine, Leanne.
And you hear.
Stay up there. We'll be up in a minute.
All right. You sure?
I need your eyes on those windows in case something changes.
All
we need
right,
to
all
know
right.
so we don't get surprised.
All right.
You are the most important thing right now. You are our lookout. All right. I'm trusting you, Leanne. Keep all of us safe. All right.
I'm looking out. I'm just telling you.
I know you are.
Seems
You're
like it's
doing
all
an
okay
awesome-
now.
You're doing a good job there. All
Yeah.
right, little sis.
Well, maybe we can get out of here soon then.
Yeah, we'll be heading out soon. We're just trying to gather information down here that we might be able to use when we get with the others. All
You know,
right.
Gazzy's house is kind of creepy. I don't know
Yeah,
if you know
Yes,
that.
it's a interesting crannies.
Scott, like while they've been having these conversations, is there anything I learned about the potions that were giving me that sense, or the vials, or whatever they were? Like the different
It looked
things
like
in there?
they
Is there
were
any
all
charms?
made to try and. Some of them look like they were made to keep him alive. Some to try and revive dead flesh and things like that would not be considered natural medicine. But they have not succeeded. And as she's been doing these, there are notes all over these things where she is trying to experiment to find the right combinations that would do it. And there, even among those, she even questions whether the good Lord has given her the ability to fix this, or probably not.
Well,
We should-
Thea is looking at her hands and listening to Arliss. Oh, thank you for telling me that. I know this ain't how you wanted us to meet, but I don't regret coming down here and meeting you. In fact, I should like to know you more. You let me come around again?
And he turns his head the other way and looks at the wall for a moment. And without looking back, he's like, I'd like that if you can stand looking at me. I mean, I know I ain't nothing to look at. Maybe Gazzy will, maybe Ma will make like a, I mean, I can just cover with a sheet or something.
Maybe if your mom works with Thea here, maybe the two of them together might be able to do something for you. She's got a lot of notes here, and Thea's smart as a whip. So
Gazzy's coming. I see Gazzy coming up the road.
that's
And
fine. Let's go upstairs.
one moment. She looks at Arliss and then she'll gently just like featherlight, like touch his cheek and say,
And he winces when you touch. I'm sorry, Carl.
I ain't afraid of looking at you. Your family. And I'm going to try an action. I'm going to try to alleviate an expended effort in this. This is what I used on Ashley.
Scott,
Yeah.
could I, since I do know a little bit of magic and stuff, and I've been looking over these notes, could I give her help in some way, like energy, or like flow my magic into her to help her with this action as well? To reduce the difficulty a little bit more. I'll even pay effort or even from my pool if you want.
I would give you the ability to help, which would benefit her with a ease it by 1.
All right, then I'd
Okay.
like to do that.
So
Look at these notes. You know, like I'm showing you the notes and pointing out what I saw to see if that helps your brain spin to do what you're doing.
yeah, she like this is definitely the magic aspect, but Thea is studying the notes and she can kind of intuitively feel something.
You actually think that in some of these notes there are things that are not quite right.
Yeah,
Even
she's
things
like,
that Guy's been working on for however long she's been doing this.
But I rolled a 14 with an effort and help.
And it doesn't cause a curing or an undamaging to them.
Can I spend an XP to help that?
You can spend an XP to give her another roll.
You want would another roll be what you want? I'll spend my last XP for it.
I can spend one of my own XPs on that.
I didn't know if you had any.
Ooh, that's a 19.
And when you go to do this function, this activity, you are looking at the medicine, and you're like, I think she got one of these. Not that she got it wrong, that you know of another herb that you have used when you were a kid that it used to do something pretty good against burns.
Yeah.
And the material is here, and you're able to kind of mix it up different. And when you do so, he doesn't pull away and wince. He's like, I don't know what that is, but I ain't felt nothing but pain until this moment. Since the fire.
Well, just a little touch.
And when you
Just
lift
made
your
a little
hand,
thing in it.
the blackness is more of a redness in that spot.
While she's applying it and I see it affecting, I'm going to make the notes of what she did on the notes for her and like kind of circle it for Cassie to look at when she comes back. So that way the information is written down for
I'm not sure it's that kind of thing. I think it was an intuitive amount. I think that Thea could probably figure it out and write it down, but I don't think that it was measurable in that way.
Okay, well at least write down the
More
herb
like watching
name.
a chef cook that doesn't measure, that just gets it right.
Yeah. Well, I'll still write down the name of the herb on the
Yeah,
sheet.
you can do
circle that. We should probably head upstairs there so you can Cassie.
Talk to you later.
Back at the other house, there are no more of these persons within the site. They have fled and left the area.
So at this point, We've taken care of 2 of the silent ones.
Leanne, Sweeney.
I don't think because Leanne Sweeney, I believe that's it for the moment off the list.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get that leader though. We need to get what was the person's name who was like
Zuri, right?
Yeah, we need to get Zuri. That's we need to get them
We
because
need
they were
Zuri.
convincing all of them.
We'll start with we need Zuri, and I have a feeling that Hank within Zuri is likely the one pulling the strings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do
We
we
got
So,
one to get your sister too though.
Question for you, Scott. The Haint in Leanne was very spiderish.
Yes.
What was the Haint, if I was to attribute animalistic qualities to the Haint inside McSweeney, what would they be?
I'd say it was more like a unfeathered bird kind of
Sounds like
shape
sweet.
to its body.
Okay.
Do you say
So-
this out loud? Do you
Yeah,
say what's
Yeah.
wait. Well, I mean, okay, that
What you want to bet
explains my vision a
Zuri's
little bit.
What you want to bet Zuri's a snake?
Okay, well maybe I mean maybe not all snakes. I mean probably, but I like to hope
Well,
not.
you said that there was 2 snakes in that fight in that dream of yours. One of them fighting the other, right?
No, one of them eating itself like
One of them
envenening,
is something
like an Ouroboros.
like an Ouroboros. That's
Yeah,
right.
so-
That's right.
But I mean snakes. There were definitely birds there though. So, and then yeah, so I think we've seen the flood. I think I think we witnessed the flood portion of that right now, just outside.
So we need to figure out
Well, let me.
from here.
We need
Well,
here
we
a
need to
stable,
figure out
so I think
where
we're good
they're-
here. How many of those bullets you got made?
Including cooling time, food drop them in water to quench them. How many bullets could I make per round of the molds?
The mold itself will make how good of a mold? 2. That's it.
Could we help? Could we assist, or could I?
kind of a-
Is there any-
It's better
Part
than
of,
mine.
Oh,
part of the issue with it is it's a time issue because I can keep the metal melted in the crucible, but if that metal gets too hot, the silver becomes something else at that point. And then once it pours into the mold, it has to set a certain amount of time before I can pop the mold into the water to shock it. Otherwise, it's going to shatter the bullet. That's one reason why we like using lead for a bullet. Is a little bit more forgiving to work with. Let me try. The other option I can do is we could cap them and make silver caps and lead base on the bullet.
Well, I mean, that'd be quicker, and I feel like the same
No,
silver.
we
If we
can
can get more out of it.
Yeah.
We can get more bullets out of it, and I take a look. So is this like? I'm assuming it's probably a cast iron mold
Yeah.
for the bullets.
Yeah.
Okay. I look at it. We can probably. I want to do at least one more round of pure silver bullets, because I can probably knock out every 10 minutes from pour time. 10 minutes to set. Probably good to quench from there. So, if we're waiting an hour, that's 12. That'll be enough at least for the silent ones.
All right.
I made a torch too because I like Gus's idea, but I like a torch is cool to Zebediah, so
Yeah.
he's gonna make a torch.
Torches and town folks go together well.
Yeah.
You need a pitchfork now.
Well,
Yeah.
I already got that already. I'm gonna have made out of
So-
silver.
I think the big issue is we
worked me
need to
out, so-
figure out where these teens are going to.
Well, you think they might go back to that rock where they was before? Or
Nah, they're going for chaos now. They're going
Yeah,
to
they're
hit the town,
spreading
is my
out.
bet.
Yeah.
My guess is they're going to town.
Oh, and Christmas
Scott?
Eve.
Scott,
Oh my gosh.
would I know of any like gatherings that would be happening on like Christmas Eve that people like to do.
Well, the
do
revival
people-
probably has got the biggest
The,
gathering.
revival is
Revival.
the revival by itself is the biggest target in town. If you wanted to cause the most chaos, the most pain, the biggest riot out of all of it, that's where I would hit it.
Lord, of course. And they don't think nothing's going. Oh man.
Maybe you gotta
Let's see.
jump in, Zebediah, and show them true faith.
So while we're talking,
Yeah.
I'm going to
Zeb
take
looks
some
just
of
like
my
like
bullets
trying to find the confidence and
and
feeling it from Ashley
hollow
Silver.
out
Like,
the
yeah.
tips.
I'll need the strength of you guys with me, though. I mean,
Oh, we'll be
I'm
there.
reaching
We
the
got
strongest.
nowhere else to go.
Inside, don't you worry.
I guess while we're waiting on silver tips and stuff, Ash does want to talk to Gus. I guess we'll just sit on the front porch as two men do.
Yeah. Pipe in hand.
Yep, pipes in hand. Well, sure, all gummed up mess, hasn't it, Gus?
Yep. I mean, I thought Guilty Hole was all slaunch-wise, but even more slaunch than before.
Well, no matter how things go down, Gus, you are always been a man I deeply admire and need you to know that. As much as you say the tree's looking sparse, you got roots. You got legacy in this town and memories. I'm just a stray dog chasing the railroad out here.
I mean,
Yep.
you're a stray dog with bite. You really teaching us what for. Being an outsider and all, but
Well, just some fresh blood bringing in a little trouble. But I don't have all the same dips that the rest of y'all got. And I gotta make sure you're all good. Especially you. You now got a little bird visiting one of your branches. Can't leave her without a good foundation for her nest.
you know, I was so ready to be that I'd be leaving this life alone, but found out, I guess I look up. I guess the Lord has different plans for us.
Hmm.
And you know what? I can't believe that. And I look towards your side. You've been living with that pain for so many years. You're probably the toughest son of a bitch that I've ever seen.
Well, I appreciate those words, Gus. No, by 14 I was on the rails drinking hard and taking fists hard. Trying to find my way somewhere. Now, my folks would have been about your age if they're still living.
Not many people live as long as I do. Hoping that you live longer.
There's only
Well,
one
that'd
old
be
person
nice.
in all the town. That's you, Biddle. She's the only one. She's 106.
You know, just as a precaution, if I'm ever to bite it, look after Thea, would you?
Of course. And you already know my words about if anything happened to me.
I tend to keep them.
But now that we got Thea on the branch, she'll make sure there's some extra for her.
And you feel a pain in the side of your side again, Ashley.
Shit. This is uncomfortable. Ugh.
I look, is it bleeding at all, or is it just...
No, it just looks like the bruise is expanding a little bit, maybe. Just a little.
Expand.
You think, that thing is trying to come through?
I don't even know how it all works, but... Alright, and I sort of just face, like, on the porch facing out. so I don't want to look into the house. Lift up my hat and try real hard to just let my vision blur out and see if I can get any connection on anything.
And when you do, you feel the world ahead of you disappears, and you see yourself wandering through the woods, not in a place you recognize. I mean, it looks like the area, but not a place you remember walking through. But lots of the woods just look like the woods, and it walks up to a small building that you do not recognize, and it kind of stands in front of it and looks around and looks back, and there are a bunch of teenagers following, and one of the teenagers opens the door and it looks at it, and when the door opens, bones fall out, and you realize that little hut is filled to the top with human remains, and it flees the area, look its eyes, and you feel it like bump into a tree or something, and you feel a bruise on your side, and it is seems to be trying to fight you off. But the worst part is you are looking through all of these eyes at once, and it hurts your mind to do it.
I'm trying to stay there. Do I get the feeling that it's like the teens are more of antagonizing it? Is it getting like a feeling of it needs to get away from them?
That's hard to know. You can't really read its mind. That isn't.
But is there like a feeling like a bestial like survival of gotta get away?
It seems to be trying to get away from them. And they are, when it doesn't even look back. Its eyes are open all over its body. So you can see in little points of light where they're still coming in one place, and it runs down the hill, and it goes quite a ways, and it runs pretty quick. And you see the bridge to town, and across the bridge you see the revival tent, and down the road you see some of the teens you all chased off just on the edge of town and heading into the outskirts. And then it starts closing its eyes one set at a time. So you see this vision in front of you with eyes closing, 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 closing. And then the last ones close. And you see darkness.